Hello and welcome to Throwdown Thursdays. My name is David and today I'm joined by my good friend and fellow teammate Ashley.
Hello.
And today we are playing more Carcassonne.
Woo.
This time we're going to be playing with the Abbots, which score exactly like monasteries, except from they can be placed on monasteries themselves as well as little flower beds. There's around, I think, 6 or 7 flower beds on different tiles. Sometimes they're on just road pieces, sometimes they're on pieces with castles. But yeah, they score exactly the same as they do monasteries or cloisters if you're playing the American version. So once they're surrounded, you score 9 points, then you get it back. They can't be placed in castles or anything like that. So we're starting off, and Dom's already scored the first points. He scored a nice little 4-pointer road there. As you can see at the bottom, we've got the points on board. This just shows you how many points there are on the current board at the moment. You can see actually you've got 6 points for that monastery, and you've got a nice little road down there.
Yeah.
I think it's always nice to have at least one meeple on a road.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because the roads, like sometimes they just get out of hand.
Yeah, they do. They get ridiculous.
If someone doesn't notice it, it could just go and go.
Yeah.
And you're getting like 10, 12 points at the end of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Could get insane.
And the thing, yeah, you don't even have to finish it
No.
to bother getting extra points because they're just 1 point each.
And if you're lucky, sometimes people add on to the road because they want to finish their monasteries
or castles.
Yeah, or castles
cetera.
or little things like that. Yeah.
So you can kind of just allow people to do it for you, sort of.
Yeah.
Let's see if you're going to place a meeple in this castle. It's going to be a tricky one to try and finish that one.
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it?
definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
So you see, Dom's just played his abbot there. It's got a little flower bed on the roadside. So that scores him a nice 4 or 5. So that's 6 points.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nice. So he'll probably be focusing on that. I find that the monasteries are really powerful. Actually, you've already got 2. You had got 1 straight away off the bat, and you got your second one just now, and they're scoring you a lot of points. There's 6, 7 for the one in the middle, and then now it's 4, 5. That's 6 for those 2 up there, which is ridiculous. So if you're unlucky to get one, sometimes it's nice in this version with the abbots. If you do get a flower bed, you can think to yourself, I'm just going to use this as an abbot.
Yeah, definitely.
To get extra points. So you decided to go for the castle instead of the little flower bed and put in your abbot, which I think you still have. Yeah, you still have it.
Yeah, I've still got him.
Yeah, I mean, there was no point in using it there and then, or...
Nah, I've not got really a castle going, and you can see just below that I've got a little castle starting up, and if anyone could have got that piece, they could have done the same thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly. I think you might be able to get extra points.
Yeah.
Won't you?
And from James's castle as well, someone might get connected on it, and that's more points as well. Then
yeah, exactly. So there you go. You've connected to it. Dom's added to his road and also connected to your castle, which you're both in now. So you're both scoring points. So really, that piece there is more beneficial to you as a castle piece, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than the monastery. So you and Natalie, the only ones with your abbots at the moment. I always find that when you're playing with the abbots, if you can get a flower bed straight away, get it on the field pretty quickly so you can get it back and use it multiple times.
Yeah.
Sometimes you use an abbot and then you don't see it for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes you might not even use the abbot.
Yeah, there's always that. Yeah, exactly.
Because like you said, there's only 5 to 6 tiles with flower beds on them.
Yeah. And then you've got the monasteries as well.
You might even get a monastery.
Yeah.
You have games like that, you just really don't get them.
Yeah, you get really unlucky. Yeah, sometimes with the monastery, you tend to put meeples on them rather than the abbots. So you can have a meeple on the monastery and then the abbot on the flower bed. So you've almost got 2 monasteries going at once.
Yeah, exactly.
Natalie finishing off a nice castle in the middle. What's that? 2, 4, 6, 8? No, so 14 points. She skyrockets all the way, which is pretty nice. Your road is forever extending.
Yep.
Dom scoring up a few points. He's used up his abbot on the side. Who else is it? James has used his abbot where? He's used it up here. He's scoring some nice points there.
Oh yeah.
You can see a lot of the roads are at the bottom. And there aren't many big castles. Normally in a game of Carcassonne, I always see at least 5, 6 castles straight away. This one, we're halfway through the game, and already there's hardly any castles.
Yeah.
A couple of big ones. He plays that tile facing up, so he doesn't want to connect to Natalie's castle. But there'd be no benefit for that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
He's just missing out on points. He could get a piece right now to connect right there, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 points, which would Natalie's going to get his extra 2, but he's not far behind. But you want to push yourself further.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know why you would ever point it the other way. Maybe you're just trying to be nice.
Yeah, Dom can be like that sometimes.
Yeah, especially when it's when he's around girls as well. Wants to play nice, doesn't he?
Yeah.
James scores 2 points for his little road there. He gets some meeple back. I think he was actually out before he placed that tile. He had no more meeples pretty much.
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't look like there's much going on with your castle up here at the moment. You decided to just try and make your own.
Yeah.
That's probably best, really. It's nice to contribute to the current castle that you're in.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, especially that big one there, you're just looking at it and you just think, nah, it's never going to finish.
Yeah.
Like, I might be able to finish this castle down here. It's a possibility.
Yeah. Whilst if you're sharing the points, you and your opponent go straight up.
Yeah.
Which isn't great.
I mean, I'm quite far behind points-wise at the moment. I've obviously got quite a lot of points on the board for the end of the game.
Obviously, you got the most, yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if you can, branch off and start your own thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. A little bit of an earthquake going on.
Yeah, adjustment on the camera. That's the thing, because we're playing on the single mat. It's hard to see everything. Dom, although he placed his meeple over here, he wasn't able to connect it because Natalie got that nice piece that divides them.
Yeah.
So she scored all those points. There's quite a few points there.
It's brought her right back into the game as well.
Yeah, it has, yeah. And she's got a fair few points on the board. Not as many as Dom and James, but she's not too far behind them, so she's still got her abbot as well, which she could use if she's able to get, obviously, a monastery or a flower bed. I feel like I said at the beginning, getting your abbot out straight away, that's really important.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, does it?
I've been quite unfortunate with my abbot placement though. It's just no tiles have turned up around him at all. You
got 4, which is almost nothing. Yeah.
He's been there for a long time.
He has been there for a long time. She wasn't able to get him. And that's pretty much the game after all that. It's really hard with the abbots, like we said.
Yeah.
Placing them straight away, etc. You can see, this is Dom. Yeah, he ends on 63 points. He shared that nice castle with you for 7 points. There's a nice road for 7 points. 6 points, and he has these abbot that scores him 7. Got a nice little castle up there on his own. He scored 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's 12 points. Those 3 little castles over there. That was quite nice for him.
Yeah.
I think he did have 1 monastery as well, which isn't too bad. James, he's got 61 points. He's got, I think that's his abbot there. He's scoring 8 points, and next to that he's got a nice 7 points for his monastery.
Yeah.
So he ends on 61 in total.
It's unlucky.
Yeah, very, very close. It was very unfortunate for him. And Natalie coming in with 50 points, kind of scattered all over the place. She didn't get a chance, like you said, to use her abbot.
Yeah.
And that's just how the game is sometimes.
Yeah, it can be horrible to you sometimes. Everyone else using theirs, and you just don't get a flower bed or even the monastery to accompany it sometimes.
It's hard to weigh out the odds, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do I use the abbot, or do I take on the flower bed, or do I take the road or the castle?
Yeah, of course.
And you opted up here to choose your abbot instead, but look where that led you. Only 4 points on that one, which is a little bit unfortunate. And you come in with 47 points.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Dom is the winner on this one. You got a nice castle down there, like you said. You was in the same castle as Dom.
Yeah.
You started realising that you wasn't gaining any points just by sharing this. Dom was scoring loads and loads of points. So you need to get ahead. So you decided just to start making your own castle. And it's pretty big. If he was able to finish it, that would have been a nice hefty point.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That would have pushed you over. In fact, if he was able to finish this a little bit sooner, if this piece was a corner piece to finish it, that would have 17, 14. That would have put you in second place, I think. 61 points, maybe more.
Yeah.
All depends, doesn't it?
Yeah, quite far behind in this game.
Yeah.
Couldn't score any points on the board, and I think that's where I lacked really.
Yeah. Well, you only scored 2 points. You used all your meeples, and you end up just enhancing your roads and your castles that you have. You end up with 45 points on the board.
Yeah.
And only scoring 2, which I think was only for a road. It must have been for a road.
Yeah.
A small road somewhere right at the beginning.
Yeah. No, there was a point in the game where I did feel like I misplayed. It wouldn't have made a difference too much because I would have been sharing the points with Dom and Natalie.
Yeah.
But at the time when I had this tile, I went to place it and was like, I can't place it because Dom's going to have 2, or Natalie's going to have 2 meeples in here. So I thought I'm going to lose this castle, so I didn't play that particular tile there. So hence why I started making a different castle down here.
Yeah, exactly.
Only to then realise at the end of the game, Dom and Natalie are both in this castle, so I could have got more points.
Yeah, Dom was pink and Natalie was yellow.
Yeah, I just don't know what was going through my mind at the time.
Sometimes it happens. Not that you had tunnel vision or anything, but sometimes there's so much going on, and especially with more players, there's so many more features being created and going on. It's hard to keep track of everything.
Yeah.
Especially when like you're sitting there for a long time with that one tile piece, and you think to yourself, I need to place this. I've been sitting here for a good 5 minutes thinking about where it's going to go. So you just place it. And sometimes you don't think, or sometimes you just, I don't know, oversee things. I'm not too sure.
Oh well.
But yeah, I think it's pretty fun with the Abbots.
Yeah.
If you're able to use them a couple of times. If you only use them once, it ends up not being boring, but
it could be a good piece. It could be a bad piece.
Yeah.
You might not get any joy out of using it, like you see with Natalie there. She didn't use it once all game.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you do get games where you could just use the Abbot flower bed, complete the flower bed, or another flower bed, put on the flower bed.
Yeah.
It is. It's a very inconsistent piece, but it's a nice little extra to have.
Yeah. Yeah, I quite like it. And it looks funny as well. With a little hat thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time.
Goodbye.